Imagine having the privilege of starting your day with a burst of energy, feeling clear headed and refreshed, and even speeding up your recovery and metabolizing faster. No, this isn't some ridiculously expensive medical treatment that only the elite can afford. It's cold therapy, a practice that goes all the way back to 3500 BC and is rapidly gaining in popularity again thanks to people like Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman, and Gary Brecka. These influencers have not only popularized cold therapy, but they've also shown how transformative it can be. Their advocacy has certainly changed my life, and I feel like an entirely new person after getting out of the cold plunge, ready to take on the day with renewed energy and focus. I believe that everyone should implement cold therapy into their daily routine due to its countless medical and physical benefits, including enhanced recovery, increased dopamine, and increased fat loss. Every day, the human body experiences stress, chronic pain, and mental fatigue. Most people have been taught to utilize medication or costly treatments in order to cope, but these often come with unwanted side effects as well as becoming a financial burden over time. Cold therapy, though, has been scientifically proven to offer a natural and equally effective alternative to addressing these issues in our bodies. A study published in November of 2023 by the American Psychological Association shows that exposure to long-term stress can result in a higher risk of other mental issues as well as taking a toll on one's daily life. As issues like inflation increase, this adds an extra toll onto Americans' daily lives, carrying out an even larger burden which can result in decreased mental health. As for students, everyone can agree that school just isn't like it used to be. Our parents had so much of an easier time getting accepted into colleges and getting jobs. This looming stress of our future takes a major toll on many students' mental health, which can lead to endless problems such as depression and anxiety. Even though therapy and medication and other common methods of relieving stress are proven to be effective, one simple thing that you can add to your daily life is cold therapy. Joe Rogan even claims that it's his drug of choice. But how is it even possible that exposing your body to cold can produce effects similar to a drug? Cold therapy is so effective that it honestly sounds too good to be true. After you get out of the cold and warm back up to your body's natural temperature, you will feel amazing for hours. Cold therapy causes the increase of dopamine, which is what many recreational drugs do, which is why people are so addicted to them. The only difference being that cold therapy doesn't have as many downsides as long as you don't go beyond your body's limits. In an article published by Dr. Andrew Huberman on May 1st, 2022, he states that cold exposure causes the prolonged release of dopamine. Dopamine is a powerful molecule capable of elevating mood, enhancing focus, attention, goal-directed behavior, etc. Even short bouts of cold exposure can cause a lasting increase in dopamine and sustained elevation of mood, energy, and focus. Those benefits are possible from both cold plunging and cold showers. I am fortunate enough to go to a gym that has a cold plunge that gets all the way down to 37 degrees Fahrenheit. But if your gym doesn't have one, you can easily purchase one online for as low as a couple $100s. Trust me, you will not regret it. I am not a morning person at all, but when I go to my gym in the morning and start my day with a cold plunge, I feel amazing and ready to make the best out of my day for hours after. I am a major advocate for cold therapy, so I have had quite a few conversations with my peers about it. One of them claimed that it is impossible for cold therapy to aid in fat loss since fat loss only occurs when you are in a caloric deficit. Although that is true that you must be in a caloric deficit to lose fat, you must also be insulin sensitive. To put it simply, if you are insulin insensitive, you have the possibility of becoming pre-diabetic. In a study published to the National Institutes of Health by Carol Torgan on July 28, 2014, it was found that the increase in brown fat following a month of cold exposure was accompanied by improved insulin sensitivity after a meal during which volunteers were exposed to mild cold. Prolonged exposure to mild cold also resulted in significant changes in metabolic hormones such as leptin. Some people also have reservations about cold therapy due to some reports that it has the possibility of causing nerve damage. Yes, it is a possibility, but definitely not for cold showers, since those don't get nearly as cold. However, for cold plunges, it is a possibility. But that is why you need to understand your body's limits and not stay in past what you feel comfortable with. I personally only stay in for 3 to 6 minutes, but if it's your first time, you might want to stay in for an even shorter amount of time just to get the feel for it. It's pretty crazy that something so beneficial for your body can have such a small amount of downsides. Cold therapy is amazing for everyone, but it is particularly amazing for people who live an active lifestyle. Imagine constantly running around and being on the go, which can lead to lots of fatigue, both mentally and physically. Some people constantly deal with pain, stiffness, and cramps and soreness in their muscles. And that's where cold therapy comes in to save the day. In an article written by Chris Kolba of the Ohio State Medical Center on March 10th, 2023, it was proven that cold temperature can bring down your metabolism, causing a slowdown in your breathing and sweating. The cold temperature will also reduce swelling and tissue breakdown and shift lactic acid away from your muscles. That can be extremely helpful to all people, but I should note that if you go to the gym for the purpose of muscle building like myself, you shouldn't do cold therapy for 4 hours before or after your workout, because it does have the possibility of slowing down the building of muscle. I personally do cold therapy in the morning and workout at night, or vice versa. In conclusion, cold treatment has many positive side effects on both mental and physical health, boosts dopamine levels, aids in healing, and encourages loss of fat. Because of these advantages, it is a natural and effective substitute for conventional stress reduction techniques like prescription drugs and pricey therapies. I strongly encourage all of you to find some way to incorporate cold therapy into your daily routine, even if you don't have the time to do it every day. Try for several times per week. If you can, invest in a cold plunge, but if not, take your regular warm shower and then turn it to the coldest setting and do breath work for as long as you can while fully submerged in the water. Cold therapy has certainly changed my life and made me so much more of a motivated person. Every day I feel more energized and less sore, all from just several minutes of cold therapy. I urge you all to embrace the cold, do more beneficial things for yourself, and start your self-improvement journey today. Thank you.